Alright, we will play first, and hand's a little bit loose, but we are probably going to keep it. I would not keep this post board because I would have to worry more about this getting destroyed. But we are not going to mulligan this. We're going to play the chromatic star and break it for a black to play disciple next turn, and hopefully hit a second land so we can play the drum and then the other star. So that'll be a reasonable start. And then we should have enough artifacts where we can get a Thoughtcast going. We have DOV ATOG combo. Ooh, post. So that's going to be a slow deck. So we might have some time here. Okay, so Frogmite is... yeah, we really need a land here so that we can get the drum down. I don't think there's another viable play other than this one with only one land, but we got there. So now we can play Chromatic Star, but I think what I'm going to do is play the drum and then use the drum mana to play the Frogmite. Sure, white mana. And then next turn we're attacking for potentially 3 and playing ATOG, although we'll probably use the Disciple to tap for blue mana to play Thoughtcast. Let's see what flavor of Cloudpost he is. There's a lot going around now, especially now that Forbidden Alchemy is a thing. There's a blue-black version and a... oh, he's going to break his Terramorphic Expanse and give us a hint. That's nice of him. There's also green post. Okay, so he's red, probably blue-red post. Which means that our Disciple is not safe by any stretch of the imagination. We have potentially 3 mana sources and 4 artifacts. So I think what I'm going to do is tap the Disciple to the drum to draw 2 cards with the Thoughtcast before I do anything else. And we did not pick up another land, but we picked up a Frogmite. So our options now are play the ATOG or play everything else in our hand. And usually everything else in our hand would be better, but I kind of like the ATOG play because he can't counter it, and it could potentially even be lethal next turn if we so chose. It would keep him from, for instance, tapping out for a compulsive research or something. And there's very few things in blue-red that actually stop an ATOG from getting you once it's gone to combat. So we're going to go ahead and threaten very close to lethal given the 3 artifacts in our hand. Flame Slash. Okay, so if I let him have that, then I have 5 power next turn. I think I have to do it because if I don't, well, what happens if I sacrifice my drum and the Vault of Whispers? Then I can go 1, 2, 4. I think I'm just gonna let the ATOG go because I wouldn't be able to kill him anyways. So as painful as it is, well, that might have done it. Alright, so I have 5 artifacts, so I can play the 2 spheres and then get the Enforcer for free. Yeah, and then I have the drum mana to pay for a Condescend for 1. That seems fine. Let's go with... yeah, so I need to do this pre-combat so that I can tap the so that I can tap a creature. Should I so choose? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm new to Affinity, so you'll hear me counting out my you'll hear me counting out my artifacts quite a bit. Now if he condescends this for 1, I can tap the Disciple to pay for it. If he mana leaks it, then there's just nothing we can do. It is a Condescend for 1. I will pay 1 to prevent this. Okay. So he gets the scribe, but I still get my dude. I get to bash for 4. Maybe I should have cycled through the spheres to draw 2 cards and make him lose 2 life there, because that could actually be relevant. If he doesn't kill the disciple this turn, he's probably pretty toast, and I think he knows that because he's compulsive, looking for something. Discards m1g's Crusher and another. Oh, and a Condescend. Okay. Well, now is it better to break the star before combat, or I think I just cycle through. I'm gonna add blue. Oh, Galvanic Blast. Well, that certainly should do it. Because now I can cycle this for red. And again, I apologize for being slow. I've only played probably 10 matches with this deck, so yes. Now I have the 1 red, so I'll go ahead and use it to play the Galvanic Blast, and then this should do it. Yeah, okay. So slow decks not so good against Affinity is what we learned. So what is bad against his deck? Somber Hover Guard doesn't seem that good because its main boon is that it has evasion. And he doesn't have many creatures. It also dies to Firebolt, which most post decks pack, and a lot of these other ones don't. I expect him to be bringing in a pretty heavy dose of red artifact removal. So things that have affinity that get expensive when he kills off my lands and stuff are not that appealing to me. I'd much rather have these 2 Hydra Blasts. And I think I'll play 1 Reaping the Graves. Even though it's not great, it can be a good way to reload in the late game, and I kind of like having the Misers in there. The other thing I could do is cut a Terrarian, because it requires 2 mana to activate, and again, with people taking shots at your lands, which is generally that is the post-board plan, is to blow out the lands. If he has Gorilla Shamans, I might make that spot a Scar next time, and that would give me 7 things, or with this being a Scar, would give me 7 things that could get rid of a Gorilla Shaman. Let's just see how this goes.